Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're doing well. First of all, before we get into Albion World News, I know it's a little bit late. I know videos have been a little inconsistent lately, and I do apologise for that. I've just been really ill, had a lot of stuff on in my personal life. Means I've kind of had to take a step back with YouTube just for a couple of days, but hopefully going to get back into it in the next couple of days and get back into the daily uploads. So first thing we'll be looking at is the Royal Continent, going over the cities. No cities have actually changed hands in the last week. Carleon's the only real one that's had major attacks. They've had an attack on it every day, at least one, and they've done a great job holding that so far, beating off pretty much every guild, every major guild that's gone for it at some point or another. They've really been dominant doing that. So fair play to those guys. I imagine they're earning quite a bit of bang for their buck right there. Just going to show Vendetta running Fort Sterling, the map bug, because I love the map bug. That is a fun thing. Vendetta owning Lyndhurst, Zorn owning Bridgewatch and Martlock, Greys owning Thetford. Sort of gear levels in red zones at the moment. Red Hellgates is sort of 6-2, 7-1 opening sets, maybe pushing down to 6-1 afterwards, and then yellows obviously 6-1 is typically the max, although most of them are actually lesser fights than that. Moving into Anglia, we're going to start with the top continent up here. There's actually been a change of alliance, so Overlords have dropped from the Furor alliance that they were in before and moved into Hate. Hate is a new alliance led by Black Mamba, taking in a couple of different guilds that were in other areas, and they've kind of combined them all into one. Going to be a big alliance to be watching out for, actually. But obviously that means where Furor owned a lot of this area up here before, they've now got attacks there left, right and centre, so it's going to be a bit of a pressure for them. Moving down, we've got Zorn from Zerg holding this area down here. Blackout from, I believe Blackout, I can't remember which alliance Blackout's in. Let's have a look, shall we? Blackout in Kings, I thought they were. So Blackout in Kings. Kings is a little bit spread out right now, so you've got Kings here, Kings up here as well, owning quite a bit up here, doing really well for themselves. They've been pushed back a little bit, but with some alliance changes that have come around in the last couple of days, they've been struggling. Fleet still owning this little area here, keep pushing backward and forward between them and Blackout, as well as them and GG Alliance. GG Alliance now pushing further and further right, so starting to pick up some more territories there, which is quite cool. Moving over, we now have Black Mamba. Black Mamba, obviously, they split away from the Gear Alliance that they were in, moved into the Hate Alliance, pulled a couple of people with them, and ultimately are doing really well for themselves. A friendly part of that alliance, which means they're literally owning all of this right now. Titans over here, they own as well. No Life in that alliance. Like, they just own pretty much the right-hand side of the map, and they're doing really well for themselves, so fair play to those guys. Sort of 7-2... 6-3, 6-2 sort of gear levels for Hellgates in, GVGs in Anglia currently. Moving over to Cumbria. Cumbria is still very much the, was the EWA alliance sort of pushed in on, they owned this entire continent really, but it looks like Black Mamba's starting to push in a little bit here, starting to move across, obviously No Life here as well, which means they're able to push in, same alliance, so, Gear Alliance down here trying to keep themselves in the fray. A couple of territories. Obviously, this is the main city plot, I believe. Starting to get a couple of T8 buildings. T8 buildings are starting to become more and more readily available for most guilds now. Or at least a couple of the sort of Outlands guilds. Still, EWA owning a lot of this zone. They still own a good chunk of Cumbria, but it does look like the Hate Alliance is going to be pushing in. Moving over then, we have Mercia. Now, Mercia is, again, it's a bit of a weird one currently. So Exertion last like a couple of weeks ago had 3 territories. They had Moonlit Grove, they had the 2 territories there, and Taproot Glen. They're slowly pushing out. They actually had a couple of GVGs the other day. Looks like they've managed to attack Elmwood and then drop it, but take Craig Madade. They're going to be trying to do some work from that. Exertion just have attacks every day to defend from. They've got a couple of different GVG teams that are fighting just daily. So they're doing really well for themselves, trying to keep themselves just readily fighting in this top area. But as you can see, they've moved this way, they've moved down, they've moved across. So they're spreading themselves out a little bit. But obviously, Oops do own a lot of these territories still. So I imagine there's going to be a lot of attacks continuing in the next couple of days. But the main thing is Nilfgaard. Nilfgaard and Zorn are now pushing into the Black Zone, doing absolute work. It looks like Nilfgaard's going to shut down this city plot. I don't think this is being used at all. It isn't. But at least try to take the farm from War Legend. War Legend really pushed out of the of Mercia now completely. I just don't even think they have much access to Dun Eastern. It looks like they're still building that city up, so they're still trying, but it looks like they have been pushed out a lot. But Oops are kind of still sandwiched in this middle area here. Unless they can push one way or another, I think they might start getting some troubles in the next couple of days. Mercia, we're starting to see 8-2, 8-1, 7-3 GVGs. There's some serious gear being used here. I was actually looking at Killboard the other day. Some of the things that they're doing is just absolutely insane. So obviously we have had the whole Black Mamba dropping the Alliance and building their own. They were in gear, now they're obviously separating to do their own alliance, and they're obviously been doing quite successful with it. In other drama, we had the whole EOS situation the other day, where a couple of GVG teams actually were fame farming and dropped guild, killed the rest of the guildies that they were out farming with, and went off to join other GVG teams, other guilds, and become GVG teams. So a bit of backstabbing there, but why not? So yes, hope you guys have had a good day, good week. Really quick world news today. I've actually got another video that I'm going to be recording straight after this one. Like I said, guys, I do apologise for not being around, and I'm going to be getting back to it. So hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.